Okay, let's talk about Forspoken for a second. I actually am really excited for this game. I want to give this game a shot. I talked about Forspoken in the previous video. If you want to check that out, I put a card up somewhere or look in the description for that. I played the demo, and I'm going to be real with you, I didn't understand it at first, but when I started to move around, when I first started to do parkour, and then I started to use some of the magic abilities, what it works. It actually does work. It takes some getting used to. This doesn't play like God of War. This doesn't play like Elden Ring. This doesn't play like Horizon. This does not play like Final Fantasy 15. And these are the devs that made Final Fantasy 15. This is kind of what I wish the combat was like in Final Fantasy 15. But anyway, it's good. What I'm trying to say is it's good. Combat is good. It's going to take a second to get good. Yeah, you're going to have to get good at the combat because there's stuff all over the screen. You have to remember what spells are where, and then you have to like stop time to read everything to remind yourself sometimes of what things do, and it's gonna take a second before everything just kind of clicks, and then you're like, okay, I know what to use here. It's a learning curve. It really is. I've been reading a lot of comments. I've been looking at a bunch of videos about this game. It sounds like a lot of people either like the game or they really don't like this game. And then there's people in the middle and they just want to see reviews and see gameplay before they make a purchase. All three sides of this, it makes sense. I understand because the marketing for this game was bad. It was really bad. The dialogue that they used to show off Frey and Cuff's personality it wasn't that good. It was kind of cringe. It really was. If you haven't looked at the demo yet and played it to give it a shot, please give it a shot before you just say, oh, it just looks like a generic game. It's unfortunate that so many people are thinking that this game is just going to be just another boring game with a boring story and a boring open world and everything's empty. It's like, well, people love Breath of the Wild. Zelda has literally been the same shit. It's been doing the same thing over and over again. Breath of the Wild just kind of put an open world spin on it, and suddenly it's the best thing ever, and every single open world game that comes out is compared to Breath of the Wild, or now they're going to start being compared to Elden Ring, so that's great, you know. For those of you that keep saying that the world is empty and barren, did you ever just look at all of the trailers where they say to you that the plague, the break is destroying everything, and all the people that were outside are zombies that you fight in the game? In the demo, you run into them immediately, just first 5 minutes. Nowadays, people judge things harshly, a lot more harshly than they used to, when they see stuff that just looks a little bit off, and then they just kind of dismiss the whole game. People are so focused right now on the initial impression when they start to show us a dialogue and give us a little bit of story. And now it's like some of these people can't see what the game is or what the game is trying to accomplish. It's like, oh, it's just an empty, boring world. There's nothing interesting about it. The characters are stupid. This game's gonna be dead on release. It's like, Jesus, man. When did gamers get so judgmental? Was it Cyberpunk? I guess Cyberpunk really did have a huge impact on just the gaming audience. I know there's gonna be some things that are off about this game when it comes out. Yeah, of course. I heard about the PC specs. That's a problem. But the gameplay, what are we doing? Playing games. We're not playing movies, right? We're playing video games. How does it feel to play? How does everything work when you actually get into it? You know, is it gonna be like a slow grind that you start to build your skills up and then you realize, oh wow, is this a game that's really gonna be slept on and because no one wants to experiment? Or is this a game that from the very beginning it's just gonna be bad? You know, we don't know because the game hasn't come out yet. I experimented with all the options. I liked what I was seeing. There's a lot of accessibility options in this game. I just watched a video on this. They put button mapping in on the update to the demo. That's actually pretty wild. Square Enix looks like they're trying with this one. They're really trying to give us something because accessibility options are important. Difficulty scaling is also important. That's another thing in the game as well. I couldn't believe that you could actually alter the difficulty to make it as hard or as easy as you want it to be. That's actually really cool. So if people want to just explore and just be a god, they can do that. Even like stamina, you can actually make the stamina gauge fill immediately. So that way you don't have to wait about 5 seconds for all of it to slowly load back up. It just immediately clicks in and you're just back and you can just run and keep running through the world. That's really cool. I'm probably going to use that. Every open world game isn't going to be perfect. It's not going to be Elden Ring every time. I know Elden Ring is game of the year, right? But relax for a second, you know, because Elden Ring From Software created that game with environmental storytelling in mind. The demo only gave us one area to go to, so we don't even know what the rest of the game looks like. We don't even know what kind of environmental storytelling is even going to be told in Forspoken, if any, because we don't even have the game yet. We can't just base everything off of the one area they give us. That just doesn't make any sense, right? Like, come on now. We didn't even get all the spells, right? If they had given us all the spells and all the traversal options and just the whole entire package of everything that you're going to be able to do, you wouldn't be playing the game. You would just play the demo and be like, oh, that's the game. Alright, so that's it. I just wanted to talk about Forspoken because I think this game is going to be really good. I like the environment so far from the demo. I like the combat. I want it to do well because this looks like a promising IP. If the story is good, if everything turns out to be really good, then this could be a good IP for Square Enix. But you know how Square Enix is. If this game sells under a specific amount of copies, then we're done. That's it. That's game over. It'd be a damn shame because Luminous, man, they need the second shot, man. Because Final Fantasy 15 was just on release. Those of you that stuck around since the first release of that game, man, we made it. But like, God, it was rough, wasn't it? I don't want them to go through that again. I don't want that to happen to them again. That's not. Come on, man. I think this game deserves a shot. I really do. So that's it for this video. Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think. Are you excited for this game? Do you hate this game? What don't you like, or what do you like about Forspoken? And leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Share it around, and yeah, I'll see you guys later. Peace.